the unfortunate but common theme of many families, which is guilt, right? And there's guilt from parents feeling like they're not doing enough. And in fact, I'm literally feeling that this week, and whether I'm constantly wondering if I'm doing enough for Noah on his AAC device is a real world example of guilt I'm feeling to this day. But there are other things, like there's also the guilt that somehow the child's disability is my fault, right? Or the family's fault. The list goes on. So what do we do? What do we do with all the guilt?
Guilt, yeah, with a capital G. I think being a parent kind of comes with guilt a lot, you know. But if I can put guilt in context of it being part of our grieving process. If we look at grief as a necessary and automatic process of healing that we go through as human beings, necessary and automatic. It's not like you're going to decide to grieve. So we come into this experience, most of us have fantasies about what it's going to be like to have our child and what our lives are going to be like. And that dream just appears to just go to fade. Just like any other grieving process, there is a part of us that wants to make sense, that wants to make meaning. And oftentimes the place that we find to make sense and meaning is to look within ourselves, to see ourselves as being responsible in some way. And there are direct ways. I mean, I'm the genetic carrier of my son's disability. I don't blame myself for that. It's just a fact of nature that happened. Guilt comes in other ways, like some people's belief in karmic guilt, some people believing that perhaps they were, they had done some things in their lives that they're being punished for. I mean, guilt can come from a lot of different things depending on our belief systems. So there is that, and understanding that oftentimes what we are doing is trying to find some meaning and explanation for something that seems just too random and unexplainable. The kind of guilt that comes with never doing enough, I think there's a certain level of acceptance. There are times, when we can think about or learn about something and realize we've been putting it off, and we can look at that and say, is it time to do this now? If we are not able to do it, I think a lot of really good, healthy self-talk is, I am doing the best I can, and I'm not going to do it perfectly today. If there's one small step I can take in that direction, I will take that. If not, because here's the thing, raising our children and raising our child with special needs is a really super big part of our lives, but it isn't the only part of our lives. In managing families and working and all those other things that we know go into a life.